in our show, we were talking about how life just throws at us curveballs. There's a lot of things that we don't expect in life. We don't know that things are going to come up, and there it is. And sometimes we have all these like fantastic plans. I mean, I had my whole decade planned out. Like I knew what I was doing for a decade. And then all of a sudden there's like 2020 and like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
And that was kind of like how that worked out. And as an educator, when you see it, right? And you're saying that you worked with children, you're working with adults, and you're seeing patterns. I think the question really is, how do we set up our kids, younger, the younger kids who eventually will become adults? If you could speak to the adult version of these younger kids, how do you set them up, to be realistic in life plans? I think.
Yeah. So it's two-sided. Okay, we're just gonna go there. First side is I was very much we have to set these goals and time frames and we're going to do these things. And the beauty of that is you kind of have something to shoot for. The downside of that is I ended up reaching all of my life goals by the time I was like 23.
Wow.
So then I was like, and I'm done, So then you had to then it was like, well, then what? And that was a really weird time because they tell you that you're supposed to reach your goals, but they don't say like what happens when you do that. And then do you put new goals or those types of things? So I think that's one side of it. If you have to always do it way, 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 way bigger than you think that you need to do it. And then the other side of that is like, always be ready to burn it down. I mean, I got in a place that everything was had to fit exactly in a certain way. And I didn't like for things to be shifted or to move too much. And so, which is funny because I worked in early education where nothing really can be planned, but it's fine. And so I think I was very often like, it's got to look exactly like this. And if it doesn't look like this, then that's failing. And we have to make sure that this happens and this happens and this happens. And I was killing myself. Like I was shooting myself in the foot and putting myself in this terrible box and expectations and perceptions and et cetera. And so I think the dual-sided answer would be always plan and think way bigger than you think, like way bigger than you think you're going to need. And then also just be ready to kind of burn it down and start over. There is no, this has to stand forever. Or if you come out of the gate and decide that you're going to be an educator, and then did I hear one of you were saying in the podcast from this morning, like you were planning to be something and then you ended up a teacher. Who was that? Was that one of you?
I was planning on going into movies and noveling, and I ended up in education.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that can be a really hard thing is if they're like, plan your future, plan your future, plan your future. And then you plan it and then you're kind of doing it. And you're like, I don't know that I like this, but you don't want to change it because this was your plan. Like you got to be ready and able and confident enough to kind of burn that down and then make that shift. Otherwise, like you don't know what it could be like over there. Why not? Like what could go wrong?